Hi guys, and happy Tuesday. We are on day 2 of Patterns of Focus. I hope that you went through the exercise yesterday and you came face to face with some patterns that you've been unconsciously running that have been invoking certain emotions within you that have kind of been, setting the mood for the day, and that you've noticed that were certain kinds of trends that you were having based on these thoughts that you have immediately when you wake up in the morning, and how they invoke emotions that cause you to think about other things and causes you to spiral down a loop that really doesn't serve you, and that you had some wonderful ideas about what new patterns you can put in its place. Today, I would like to focus on our circle of influence. Now, we all know that our circle of influence has a huge influence in our lives. That's why it's called the circle of influence. And you know the saying that says that we are the average of the 5 people we surround ourselves by. And that's very true. But why is it true? Well, one of the reasons it's true is because our friends and family members, the people that we engage with on a consistent basis, they condition the things that we focus on. So I'm sure you've had a friend or family member that every time you speak to them, they're always talking about something negative. They're always like, did you hear what that politician said? Did you hear how many people died? Did you hear there was a bombing? Did you hear there was this? And it's like all of this negative stuff. And then you end up in that conversation, you're just exhausted with all this negativity. And then you have another friend where they're talking about all the things that they're grateful for, or all the wonderful things that they've done, or they talk to you about, some goals that they said, now they achieved, and you feel so happy for them. And it completely changes the way that you feel. Well, it's because of the things that they're focusing on. They project them onto you. And when they ask you questions and tell you things, immediately when you're on the phone, what happens is you trans out and you start to focus on the things that they start to talk about, and it controls your focus. So my question for you is, what patterns of focus do the people in your circle of influence run? A great way to start this is by thinking about the questions that they ask you, besides the topics that they bring up in conversations. And what you'll find is that people have a consistent pattern about the things that they focus on. And you need to ask yourself a very important question. Is this a pattern of focus that I want to tolerate in my life? And if not, then there's some decisions that you need to make. One of those decisions is, what questions will you ask your friends and family that can get them to shift their focus from what they're talking about to something more empowering, something more positive, something more beautiful? What's something that you can get you to have a beautiful, meaningful conversation? I was on the phone with my friend the other day, and she asked me, she said, tell me some funny stories when you were in high school. And I was like, oh gosh. And we went on this 2-hour binge of telling all these different funny stories when we were in high school. And she shared some of hers, I shared some of mine. And it just left me so full of laughter and joy and just reminiscing on all those wonderful moments. And that's the kind of friends that you want to have. Those are the kinds of conversations that you want to have. And when the conversation takes a wrong turn, which sometimes it does, you want to be able to kind of bring it back. And now you know what to look for, and you know how to direct and control the conversation so that it doesn't end up there. You see, as we talk to people, we actually also condition them in how they're going to treat us. And so you don't want to be the kind of person that people come to complain to you, because if you tolerate that kind of pattern, then people are going to always come to you. You're going to be an outlet for that. But if you're someone of positivity, someone that people feel they can come to you to share their accomplishments, their goals, their challenges, they can be vulnerable with you because you reward good behavior. And when it gets bad, you kind of, let them know that, hey, I'm not willing to tolerate this, or we got to change the topic, or this isn't something that, this is not a conversation I have right now. In those moments, you're conditioning them on how to behave with you. So then it just comes full circle, where you're not allowing people to, condition you negatively, but also you positively condition people so that when they come to you with positive things and things that make you laugh and make you enjoy the conversations, which is one of the biggest reasons why when we all engage, we have such a good time, is because we've all conditioned ourselves to be positive, to bring the best out of each other. And if someone starts to being a Debbie Downer, you know that we won't tolerate it. So think about that. And get creative with the different things. Get a little out there. What are some things that you can kind of say to invoke some laughter and interrupt their pattern a little bit? That's my challenge for you today. I hope you have a great Tuesday. Talk to you soon.